Hola, mis angelitos. I promised you a short video to help you practice for the speaking portion of tomorrow's test. So I'm going to walk you through some common questions that we answered today on the two pictures. First and foremost, it's a good idea to know what the basic question words mean. So our first question word is cuánto, and that means how much. We can make this plural or feminine also, so other forms exist such as cuántos, cuánta, or cuántas. Donde means where. Como means how. And quién means who. If you're rusty on these, you might want to rewind this and go through those again a few more times. Now I'm going to walk you through some of the basic questions that you might hear tomorrow on the speaking. The first type of question is, how many items are there? Do you know how to say that in Spanish? ¿Cuántos items hay? Or if they're feminine, ¿cuántas items hay? The next question you might hear, from where? Asking for somebody's origin, where they are originally from. Not where they are right now, but where they are originally from. Do you know how to say that? ¿De dónde es? For one person, or ¿de dónde son? For two or more people. The next question, what does he or she call himself or herself? Do you know how to ask that? ¿Cómo se llama? Another possible question, how is he or she? Temporarily, right now, like emotions. So think about how I might ask you that. Think about how you might ask a stranger that, and that will be your answer. Do you know what it is? ¿Cómo está? To whom does the item belong? We use ser to show possession in Spanish because apostrophe s does not exist. Do you know how to ask this question? ¿De quién es whatever the item is? And finally, what time is it? Do you know how to ask that? I hope so. It's ¿qué hora es? So if these questions are a little rusty, I would definitely pause and rewind these questions until you really have them down, because now we're going to apply them to the pictures. So in this picture, the first question I asked you today was, ¿Cuántos diccionarios hay? How would you answer that? ¿Cuántos diccionarios hay? The best way to answer it is to note that there are three of them and say, hay tres diccionarios. ¿Cuántos diccionarios hay? Hay tres diccionarios. The next question I asked was, ¿Cuántos lápices hay? How would you answer that? ¿Cuántos lápices hay? The best answer, hay dos lápices. ¿Cuántos lápices hay? Hay dos lápices. The next question wanted to know, ¿de dónde son los chicos? How would you answer that? Los chicos son de Estados Unidos. ¿De dónde son los chicos? Los chicos son de Estados Unidos. The next question, ¿cómo se llama la profesora? How would you answer that? ¿Cómo se llama la profesora? La profesora se llama la señora Smith, or Mrs. Smith. ¿Cómo se llama la profesora? La profesora se llama la señora Smith. Next question. ¿Cómo está Sister Bear? ¿Cómo está Sister Bear? Sister Bear está bien, or Sister Bear está muy bien. Or maybe you just think she's normal, like regular today. Sister Bear está normal. So, ¿cómo está? Está bien. Next question. ¿De quién es la computadora? It looks to me like Brother Bear owns it. So, la computadora es de Brother Bear. ¿De quién es la computadora? La computadora es de Brother Bear. And my last question was, ¿qué hora es? And the answer to that is, son las 9:25. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9:25. Now we're going to ask some similar questions to the next picture. ¿Cuántos estudiantes hay? ¿Cuántos estudiantes hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hay 17 estudiantes. Next question. ¿Cuántos lápices hay? ¿Cuántos lápices hay? Hay un lápiz. We make that number 1 just for the number 1 singular masculine to agree with lápiz. Next question. ¿De dónde son los chicos y chicas? Los chicos y chicas son de Canadá. Next question. ¿Cómo se llama el conductor del autobús? El conductor del autobús se llama Mr. Jones, or El Señor Jones. ¿Cómo está el Señor Jones? El Señor Jones está muy bien. ¿De quién es el autobús? El autobús es de Mr. Jones. El autobús es del Señor Jones. El autobús es de la escuela. Either way. And finally, ¿qué hora es? Son las 10:10. So again, the typical questions you might be asked tomorrow are, ¿cuántos items hay? And when you answer the question, you're going to take the verb I. I, whatever the number is, we'll say trace pencils. 3 pencils. I trace lápices. Next possible question, ¿de dónde es? Or ¿de dónde son? If you're answering about one person, let's say Bob. Bob es de, I don't know, Canadá. Or maybe it's los chicos. Los chicos son de España. Next question, ¿cómo se llama? Se llama, insert name here. ¿Cómo está? Está muy bien. No está muy bien. Está regular, or whatever the emotion is. ¿De quién es el reloj? I don't know to whom this belongs, but it's been sitting in my lost and found for a few days now, and it beeps every morning right around the beginning of 3rd period. El reloj es de mi estudiante. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9:25. Or if it were 1:25, we would say es la 1:25. So please rewind and pause this video as needed and look over your basic vocab tonight. Get a good night's sleep, eat your Wheaties in the morning, and hasta mañana. Gracias.